It's Courtnay's first season back playing for the QPR women's senior team. The squad were coming off the back of some bad results, but a game in the Capital Women's Cup against Whiteleaf Ladies was the perfect opportunity to bounce back. Courtnay and her teammates needed a win to stay in the competition and progress to the semi-finals. A great performance saw Courtnay and her team win 5-0. Playing football and being at QPR has played a huge part in her life. So with the game over and done with, I wanted to get to know Courtnay better. What's your earliest footballing memory?
My earliest is probably QPR under 10s. When I started my first game against Spurs, we won 10-0. So yeah.
Did you score in that?
I don't think I did, to be honest. I probably hit the post and crossbar, but no, I don't know.
She scores the most important goals.
Yeah.
It's a 10-0 game.
Yeah. I started at QPR when I was 8. I moved to Arsenal when I was 11. So I stayed there till I was in under 16s, then I moved on to Watford, then I went to Millwall, and now I'm back at QPR.
Out of all the clubs, which one do you think was the best for your personal development, or maybe something that you learned?
I think QPR set me up when I was baby. Arsenal developed me into a better player. And then obviously I went to Watford where I learnt new things, Millwall I learnt new things, but I was mostly injured at Millwall. And then obviously coming back here, I think I've developed from the summer. I think I've come on quite a long way. So it's a mixture really, mixture.
Is there anyone you look up to in football, male or female, like a player or someone that you emulate?
Messi, I've always watched Messi. Why are you laughing?
I agree.
No, I like Jack Wilshere as well. He's one that I've always watched him. So I sort of, yeah, Jack Wilshere and Messi.
Is there anyone you look up to outside of football?
My mum.
Why's that?
She's my hero. Love my mum.
Got a love trait.
Not in the football side. She doesn't play football, but I just look up to her. That's who I look up to.
Obviously, you know her for a long time. What is she like as a person to you?
An airhead.
Be careful.
No, honestly, she's a lovely girl. She's always looking after everyone, making sure they're all right. She makes sure I'm all right, and like I do for her. And yeah, she's always just happy to be around people and loves the game. I think that's what we've got in common.
Yeah.
Like, we love the game.
What is Courtnay like when she's with the squad? Like every day in training and changing room, what is she like?
Very bubbly, life and soul of the squad. Dare I say it, we get a lot of blonde moments with Courtnay, by her own admission. she does keep the squad entertained. So you know that's a good thing, because you need that in the dressing room and you need that at training sometimes. But yeah, no, she's a great person to have around, and when obviously when she's training, when she's playing, she gives her all, and she's very committed and shows the right attitude throughout.
That ball into some volleys a whole lot easier. So try and retain your width as you can. Alright? Ready? Go.
So I asked your teammates and your manager how much or what they think of you, but how do you think your teammates perceive you?
Probably annoying at times. Yeah, probably, I don't know really. No one's actually told me to do one yet, so they've all told me they've all been all right, so yeah.
But life hasn't been so simple for Courtnay. She's had to deal with a lot. At the age of 14, she was sexually assaulted.
It was just a terrible time, things do happen, and sometimes family do things for certain reasons and there is no really explanation for it, but the only way is to move forward from it. But I'm happy. I'm generally feel like that is done and dusted in my life, and I've overcome it, which is a good thing. I was at Arsenal when it happened, and we both came to an agreement, Arsenal and my family, that there was no point in going to train. I just wasn't concentrating, I just wasn't in it. So they said to go away for a few months, trial back, and then I did, but I didn't get in. So I stayed away from football for about a year and a half, and then went back, and then that's when I re-signed in under-16s. I stayed there for a year, then I went to Watford, then to Millwall, and then back to QPR. I regret not sticking to it. I regret letting that get the better of me, which it would with anyone, I know it would, but looking back on it now, if I'd have stuck at it, I think I could have been better than what I am now. So I think it slowed me right down, which is a shame, but you can get back there. Well, I'm hoping to get back there.
What was your catalyst for getting back into football afterwards?
A few of my friends went to Watford and they said, come, it would be good fun, and obviously I'd known them throughout of Arsenal and playing against them, so it was sort of, that was my incentive to go, and they sort of knew what had gone on, so it was, I'd go there to sort of have not a laugh, but we'd play football as well, but it was sort of like a little getaway from the home side of things. So yeah, it was the best decision I made really, to get back into it.
And that's not the only battle she's had to overcome. At the age of 6, Courtnay was diagnosed with meningitis septicemia, which could have stopped her career before it even started.
This is me when I was diagnosed with meningitis. Beforehand, I was actually misdiagnosed. They sent me home and my organs began to fail. I had 2 respiratory attacks. I ended up on life support for 6 days, and they actually said I'd never walk again. So this for me is a big part of my life, that now I've overcome it, and it sort of really helped me sort of progress from what I was to what I am now.
Do you feel kind of anger towards the people that misdiagnosed?
Massively. I think they seriously let me down, but everybody makes mistakes, and you can't, the NHS are great. They do so much for the world, and you can't just pin that on having an opinion, because I've been back in hospital before, after the meningitis, and they've done fantastic, so I'm not gonna hold anything against them. It was just a silly mistake, and hopefully they haven't done it since, anybody else. So being told that I would never walk again was it was hard for my family to hear. I didn't really understand it. I was in a wheelchair for quite some time with both my legs in plaster. My Achilles tendon shrunk, so that meant that my knees and hips were not in line with my actual leg, which is still the case now. They said when I was 18 I'd need a major operation on both legs to realign them, but I've touched wood. That's glass. I touch wood, I've never actually had a problem, it's just my knees that sometimes give way, so which is good. But to be able to play football and how I started playing football is just, I think it's a miracle really. And obviously being able to walk after so long, learning to walk again, obviously with the swimming, hydrotherapy and things like that, and physio for years, it just shows that things do happen, good things happen.
So I guess you bounced back quite quickly if you had an injury. I think you went through an injury recently.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, my ankle. I have injuries throughout the season. I'm so accident prone and I get injured quite a lot, but I always seem to pull through, which is good. I've never had a major injury which has stopped me for a long time.
Courtnay has never let her past get the better of her and always remains positive, which everyone respects her for. But does a player like Courtnay, you know, with her story and everything that's gone on in the past, does that help the squad in any way in terms of, you know, getting through tough times?
Yeah. I mean, I think things like that can galvanise the squad, but to their credit and to Courtnay's, you know, if everyone in the squad, we just treat each other as normal. You know, it's not something that we tend to go out of our way to highlight. You know, she's just part of the group as every other player is, and I think that's the way that Courtnay likes it. You know, she's not looking for any kind of preferential treatment, so to speak. You know, but obviously, you know, there's empathy there from us when it's needed, and you know, there's patience, and you know, you take things into consideration. But aside of that, you know, it's not an issue at all. You know, we're all together as one, and you know, we all get around one another, and we just support each other when needed.
With everything Courtnay's been through, how inspiring is it from a player to another player to have her in the group?
I think with Courtnay is, I've known Courtney for years, like since she was about 6, and it's weird because you don't know anything. Like, I wouldn't have known if I weren't as close to her as I am. She doesn't give off anything. It's, you know, how she feels on the day. We kind of just go by day by day, and if she feels a certain way, she'll come to me and likewise. Like, it's weird. It's weird. I don't know. We don't really
bounce off each other. Yeah,
we just kind of, you know, just keep it moving. That's it.
Absolutely.
Sport is, well, for me, it is the best possible thing. Because you're running, you're burning everything out of you. Everything that's burning up inside of you, you're just running it off. And I think that's the major thing for me. When you're hitting a ball, you can imagine it's someone's face. So it's like you can do different things to sort of help you overcome the pain you're feeling. I don't really know how other people would deal with it, but that for me is probably the best, is sport.
So how important is it to have a strong group of friends and family members behind you to help you through the tough times that you went through?
I think having people there for me, I push people away. That's my main sort of problem. So the people that stick around, it does mean a lot to me. It doesn't go unnoticed. Like, I will push and push and push, but they will still stay there, which obviously gets me through each day, which is a plus.
She's not doing great.
Put your thumb up. Yeah. Like this.
No, actually, she passed away
Or wave.
a while ago.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.